Hello and hi everyone. So welcome to ETHOS SPM English Language 319 Writing. So welcome everyone. I can see you are very excited this morning. So having said that, please write. Okay, before that, just want to say that good morning, Assalamualaikum, and I hope you have taken your breakfast. So after you have completed the session today, please follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/c/hazwanhamdan26. So you can keep yourself updated with new content, especially on SPM new format for 2021. Remember that you are the first batch who is going to use this new format. Okay, keep the message flowing because I can see the message over here. So thank you everybody for coming in to our session for today. Okay, so we have Imran. Okay, we have Asma, Ain Adiba, okay, Anik, and everybody here. Welcome to our session for today. We'll take a few minutes to get together first. We're waiting your friends to enter this live stream. And I can see that your teacher is also here in the chat box. So wonderful. Our session today will be focusing on 1119 writing, and we'll be using the chat box from time to time to see your responses. So sometimes I'll be asking you questions, and I'm expecting you to respond in the chat box so that everybody can gain benefit and we can respond to your answers. And if you have any question, during this session, please ask question in the comment section or in the chat box. So assalamualaikum again, welcome. The purpose of using this platform is because for you to watch again and again after we have ended the session today, and you can review what you have learned during the day. Okay, so I really hope that a lot of benefit of today's session. So keep the message flowing in. You can say hi to one another. Just say hi, and we are going to start in a few minutes. But before that, let's take a look at this, just to make everybody here, just to make everybody respond in the chat box. We are going to look at these words, not words. We are going to look at these 6 letters. You're going to look at these 6 letters. Okay, tengok ada 6 huruf kat sini, 6 letters. While waiting for your friends to coming in, write as many words as possible from the letters. Write as many words as possible from the letters. Sambil-sambil you write, you type your who are you here, and so on. Just try to do this activity while waiting for your friend. Write as many words as possible from the letters. You can only use the letter once in any combination, meaning to say that even though we have 2 E's, so you can only use the 2E in the word. You can have 3 E's. Okay, you can have 3 E's. So the minimum number of letter in one word is 3. Okay, and the maximum you can go when writing this word is 6-letter word. How can you have box? Okay, how can you have box? There's no X over there. So just choose one. You combine the letters here. Okay, B-E-E, for example. So good. You can see brave. Good. Good job. You can see ear. Wonderful. Okay. You also have are. Good. You have bear. Wonderful. Okay, this is a new word. It's a new trendy word. Trending word. Bay. Okay, wonderful. Okay, and also bear. So who can give me the 6-letter word? Who can give me the 6-letter word from this combination of letters? Who can give me the 6-letter word from this 6-letter combination? Okay, so I'm waiting for the okay, we have ever. Good. Okay. You also have bear, just now B-A-R-E, now B-E-A-R. Okay. What about others? From B-A-E-V-E-R, what is the 6-letter word that we can form? You have beer, okay. You also have verb, okay. Good, good. Keep the message coming in. I'll display your name on the screen. Okay. So, okay, we have another one, brave over here. Good, wonderful. Okay. So, from this 6-letter word, the longest I can see just now is brave, B-R-A-V-E. Okay, and we have another E over here. So, what word can we form from this 6-letter? Okay, good. We have a winner over here. Shifa Humaira, congratulations. The answer is, oh, sorry. The answer is beaver. The answer is beaver. B-E-A-V-E-R. Okay, you can claim the gift or the prize from your teacher later on. Okay. Next, thank you for participating in the first activity before we move to our real activity for today. Okay, next, just to make everybody wear your thinking cap because we have a very long session today. Next, let's take a look at this picture. Let's take a look at this image. Let's wear your thinking cap. Just grab your imaginative thinking cap and wear it. What can you see in this picture? What can you see in this picture? Okay, you can type in the chat box, what can you see in this picture? It can be in the form of word or a phrase or sentence, just anything that you can see in the picture. Okay, that's where you're thinking cap. What can you see in this particular picture? Okay, and then if possible, write sentence. Okay, just write words that you can, any word associated with this image. Okay, any word associated with this image. Okay, so we can see, okay, we can see somebody says pool. Okay, good, good. A man swimming. You can see a man there in the water. You can see mud. Wonderful. There's a guy. Okay, there's a car. You can see truck. Okay, somebody's walking. Okay, man. Okay, a man is drowning. Somebody says a man is drowning. Good. Motorcycle. There's a man on a motorcycle. Good. There's a head in the mud. There's head in the mud. So, good. You can take out as many words as possible from this image. So, let's go to the next one. Go to the next activity. From the words that you have taken out from the image. So now write at least one sentence, a sentence in the chat box describing anything that you can see in this image. For example, a policeman is riding a motorcycle. Okay, a man or a policeman is riding a motorcycle. A man is drowning in the manhole, for example. Okay, so just write a sentence. Okay, even though the instruction says write 3 sentences, but what I want you to do is to write at least one sentence in the chat box based on this particular image. Okay, so keep the answers coming in. If you can just write a sentence. Okay, for example, we have over here a man is riding a motorcycle. Good. Okay, just write a simple sentence. Okay, or a man is drowning. Good. 2 men walks by the road. Yeah, you can see there are 2 men walking by the road. Good. Okay. Police come to save that drowning man. Yeah, most probably he's waiting. He's on the motorcycle, looking at the person in the manhole, and then trying to save him. A man stood in front of the wall. There's a man standing in front of the wall. Okay, good. So there are a lot of answers that you can take from this image. The policeman just watched the drowning man. Okay, how do you know, based on the facial expression, that the person is drowning? He's very calm. He's not drowning, actually. Okay, the policeman just looked at the guy who was in the hole filled with water. Wonderful. So we can see these answers. Okay, you can take out as many sentences as possible, but by just describing a picture. Okay, this is one good way for you to talk to one another in English. Okay, on your own. For example, just take a picture. Take any picture that you can grab from newspaper, magazine, and you can talk to your friends in the classroom if the school will reopen someday, okay, and talk about this picture like this so that everybody can get ideas, can keep on talking about the image. Okay, so right now we have, I guess we can start our session for today. Okay. Before we start, okay, this is the final activity before we go to our session. Okay. Okay. This is the final activity before we go to our session for today. This is a list of words. Okay, list of words that you can see over here. So there are words over here. It's a word puzzle. What I want you to do is to find words. The first 3 words you see describe you. Okay, this is a very good game. The first 3 words that you see describe you as a person. Okay, the first three-letter word describe you as a person. The first three words describe you as a person. Wow, can see a lot. Okay, a lot of word coming in. A lot of word coming in. You have strong. You have scared. Good. You have funny, amazing, full, genius. Okay. Hope, strong, funny. Three words that describe you. Good, Nur Aisha. Okay. I hope I said your correct name. Okay. You have happy over here, proud, honest, and thank you, Shifa Humaira. Um, we have beautiful, hopeful, and pure. Okay, beautiful, hopeful, and pure. Okay, so what about my word? The word that I can see. Actually, I'm going to zoom this first for you, but your eyes are very good. Young people with good eyes, 2020 vision. Okay, so this is the word I can see. Amazing, honest, and special. Okay, even though I see the word beautiful, but I don't find it beautiful really describe me. So yeah, so amazing, honest, and special is the are the three words that I can see. Okay, so keep the comment coming in. We have hope, we have cheerful, uh, genius, wonderful, proud, strong, cheerful. Okay, and genius, wonderful. Okay, so okay, so are you ready, kids? We are going to start now. I hope you are ready. If you are ready, say yes. You are ready in the chat box. Good. I can see a lot of yes, yes, and yes. So we are going to start right now. But before we start with our session, I would like you to listen to an opening speech from one of your teacher. Okay. So let's listen to what your teacher is going to say about this program for today.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Alhamdulillah, first of all, thank Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, to give us another golden chance to be together in a great program which we call ETHOS SPM 319/2 answering tips and techniques. Okay, so to realize the program, we, the English Panitia from our school, has invited a great experienced teacher and also a famous YouTuber. Okay, which has he has many followers, including teachers across our country. All right. So in conjunction with that, I heartily welcome Sir Hazwan Hamdan, who is a teacher from SABK Ma'ahad Ehyat. I'm so long name. Okay, I try to remember. SABK Ma'ahad Ehyat Diniyah Islamiyah Kampung Gajah Perak. Okay, I remember. And So I really hope all of you students can give fully attention throughout the program, because you know all the teachers in our school, teachers in SME Alfala, especially English teachers. Okay, we have Madam Alisa, Teacher Suryani, Teacher Fridatu, and me as well. We really have been a big hope, okay, to see your success in SPM 2021. Alright, so please help us to help you, and stay tuned and enjoy the lesson. See you. Bye.
Okay, so thank you, Madam Sabariah, Cikgu Sabariah, for the wonderful introduction just now. So that marked the beginning of ETHOS 2021, answering tips and techniques for 1119 paper 2. So make sure you are ready with your notebook and your stationery and your pen, your wonderful and colorful markers, okay, highlighters and so on, just to make sure at the end of the session, you will gain a lot of benefits from this session. Okay, so since everybody said that you are ready, so let's get into gear 6 straight away. Don't start with gear 1 because we have done our gear 1 just now by doing a few activities together. So let's start. Before that, my name is Hazwan bin Hamdan from SABK, Mahat Ihya Diniyah Islamiyah Kampung Gajah Perak. And I'm very happy to be here with all of you today. And let's learn and succeed together. So this is the table of contents for today. What we are going to do, first and foremost, we are going to look at what is 1119/2. It's a new paper, old paper, a new format, old format. Then we are going to look at guided writing. Is there a limit in guided writing? Next, we're going to look at extended writing. So we have a guided writing and then going to extended writing. And then at the end, we're going to do this together. Okay. However, actually, the number 4, we're going to do things during number 2 and number 3. So all these 4 components will be during this event. Okay. So the overview. So what is 1119 paper 2? 1119 paper 2 is a writing paper. As you know that there are 4 papers for you. You have 1191 until 4, and 1119/2 is the writing paper. You are required to answer this paper in 1 hour and 30 minutes. In contrast with the previous format where you only have 2 questions to answer. For this new format, you have 3 questions to answer, and all questions are compulsory for you to respond. The 3 parts, there are 3 parts in this paper. You have short communicative message. Most of us say that it's going to be email, okay? And then we have the second question, or the part 2, which is guided writing. And finally, the extended writing. Okay, just bear in mind, if you have any question during the session, you can just type in the chat box, and then I will try my best to look at the question. And if I miss the question, please retype the question so that I will just browse through the chat and get to you back. Okay, so this is the overview of the paper. So a pop quiz. Fill in the blanks. The 19 paper 2, how long does it take? How many parts and how many questions? What is the first question, the second question, and the third question? If you can, if you're able to respond to this, you can just type in the chat box and take a look whether you are able to remember the timing, how many parts, how many questions, and what are the questions. Good. You can see 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay. Okay. You can see 1 hour 30 minutes. Good. What about the parts? How many parts we have? 1, 2, 5, 7. Okay, good. We have 3 parts, 3 questions. Okay. And then you have guided writing. We have the first one is short communicative message. And then we So that's. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, can you just respond in the chat box whether you can hear me or not? Good, wonderful. Thank you. I'm relieved right now. Okay, so let's continue with what we do today. Uh, that is common in technical when we are doing things online, especially when we go live. The internet connection is not stable. So I would like to apologize just now for the technical glitches. So let's continue doing what we are supposed to do. So what are we going to write? It's going to be writing an idea, plan, or arrangement. So for the last 5 minutes just now, kita dah kehilangan beberapa minit tadi. So let's go back a little bit. Okay. Table 2, writing, timing 1 hour 30 minutes. 3 parts, answer 3 questions, short cognitive message, guided writing, and extended writing. So our focus for today is the final two, the guided writing and the extended writing. When we talk about guided writing, what is the word that you think is important for us to understand? Okay, the word guided. So when we say guided, uh, it means something, or there will be a stimulus which will be assisting us. Akan ada benda yang akan membantu kita to write this essay. Okay. So what are we going to write? We are going to write about an idea, plan, or arrangement. It's going to be idea, plan, or arrangement. So that is what our focus when we are answering part 2 guided writing. What are the possible formats? What are the possible formats? So we might need to write argumentative, expository, speeches, talk, reports, or reflective. So they are not going to tell you that it is argumentative. They are not going to tell you it is expository. Okay, you have to analyze based on the question. Okay, kita kena tahu jenis tu based on the question. Once we understand the question, then we know whether the essay we are going to write is an argumentative type, expository type, or reflective type. Okay, kalau speeches and talks ni, we can see clearly it is different format. Report as well, it's a different format. But argumentative, expository, reflective, there's a very thin line separating between these three type of essay. Ada satu garis pemisah yang sangat halus between argumentative, expository, and reflective. So what are the differences between these three? Apa beza dia? Let's take a look. Okay, before we go to the differences between argumentative, expository, and reflective. So how the question is presented. Okay, in guided writing, there will be a question given to you and also stimulus. So stimulus in guided writing is given in point form. Okay. However, in contrast with the previous format, the point form is just in the type of a sentence or a question. Okay, there's no point given for you to elaborate like in directed writing, the previous format. Okay, in the previous format, you have directed writing. The note is given for you to elaborate. However, for guided writing, the latest format, what is given is either a question or a statement that you need to elaborate. Okay. And then how to tackle this question? Okay, biasa orang main bola je tackle ni. But you're going to tackle the question by number 1, you do the planning. Next, you use WH questions, and finally you organize. Okay, so plan, use WH questions, and organize. Okay, if you have any question, okay, write in the chat box or comment section so that I can entertain your question. Okay. Thank you for those still tuning in to our session. I would like to apologize just now for the technical glitches. Okay, let's move on to the comparison between argumentative, expository, and reflective essay. Okay, if you can remember just now, I mentioned that these three, they have a very thin line separating them. Okay, nampak sama tapi bukan dia. Okay, so argumentative, the keyword is for argumentative is argue. Argue. So what kind of argument that you are going to write? So imagine you are in a debate. So argumentative essay is like a debate type on a piece of paper. So just imagine a debate team. You have uh, the government side who is supporting the motion, and also the opposition side who go against the motion or the issue. So that's how you write an argumentative essay. As I mentioned, you have to analyze based on the question. So if the question say, write about A, write about B, choose between A and B. So that is argumentative because you need to choose a side. Which side is better? Okay. Expository, explain an issue in informative and balanced way. The keyword here is balance. For argumentative, it is an argument. You have to take side, which one that you feel better. For expository, you talk about A, you talk about B, but at the end you say A and B is there. Okay, A and B is there. So for example, living in village versus living in a city. For argumentative, if you're writing about living in village versus living in a city, you have to take side. Which one is better? Okay, if you're writing an expository, you have to say that even though living in city is better, it has its negative side. If you live in a city, it also has positive and negative side. So at the end of expository, you come with a balanced statement, a very neutral statement. Okay. And finally, we have a reflective essay. When we talk about reflective, okay, imagine a mirror. You are talking to yourself. So everything you write in a reflective is your own reflection about an issue. Okay, it can include some facts, but what is important is the way you reflect about the event. Okay, for example, you are writing a reflective essay on uh, an accident that you witness. So your reflection must talk about what you see, what you feel, and what you think can be improved from that. How can we avoid the accident? Okay, so that's a reflection. Okay, so this is argumentative, expository, and reflective. If I'm too fast, just let me know so that I can slow it down. Can slow down the speed of my delivery. Okay. Next, okay, we also have speech and talk. As you know, report is written to give description of something or an event. So that is a report. We talk about an event that happened, for example, a canteen day, or a sports day, or a prize giving ceremony. Okay, a speech day, for example, in school. So we write a report. or report to a you visit somewhere. Okay, this is a report for guided writing. There's another kind of report in the uh, extended writing, which we call as review. It's not a report, it's a review. It's quite different. Okay. And then usually people say that speech is talk and talk is speech. Okay. Nampak sama tapi bukan dia. So speech is formal. You have the audience, you have the event, you have the topic. Just imagine a school assembly. So that is where you deliver a speech. Okay. You stand in the podium at the rostrum and you say, Assalamualaikum, good morning. I beat to here, I beat to there. Ladies and gentlemen. So that is a speech. It's very formal type of essay. Okay. Talk, on the other hand, is more conversational. Okay, you try to engage your audience like a TV show. So if you look at the question and it requires you to write a speech, so that means it's going to be a speech. If you read the question and it talks about talk, it asks you to write a talk, so it more conversational, it less formal. The sentence is less formal. Next, a report is written. Okay, we have covered report just now, so this is speech and talk. If you have any question, okay, feel free to drop me any question so that we can entertain you. Okay. So everyone, let's take a look at this. What do you do before writing? What do you do before writing? Type in the a comment in the chat so that we can see what you are, what you have, what do you do before writing? Okay, so what do you do before writing? So somebody says, read a question. Good. What else? What do you do before writing? Understand the question. Okay. Read the question carefully. The keyword carefully is very important. How to be very careful when reading the question. Read the instructions. Good. You're all good students. 5W and 1H. Apa tu 5W and 1H? Okay. Find the keyword and what the question wants. Read the question and understand it. So basically, you have everything right now. Okay. So good job. Your teachers had guided you very well. So search what the question wants. So how to search for it? Using a telescope, microscope. Okay. So thank you for your responses. Okay. So we can see here. Okay. So what do you do before writing? The first one is understand the task. Understand the task by underlining the keywords. What are the keywords? And then think about your opinion. What your opinion is. Okay. And then plan ideas, whether you are going to support, whether you are going to go against, or you are going to be neutral. Okay. Whether you support the idea, you go against it, or you are neutral. Remember just now, argumentative, you have to support or against. If it is an expository, you have to be in a neutral state. Okay, a neutral statement at the end. Okay, so just now I say that the first thing to do is to understand the task. Okay, let's try to understand the task. We're going to do this step by step. Okay, let's read the question. Your class has been discussing about the pros and cons of living in the village. Your teacher has asked you to write an essay about the advantages and disadvantages of living in the village. In your essay, you should write about the first dot, the advantages of living in the village, the disadvantages of living in the village, which side weighs more in your opinion. Mhm. So let's try to understand the task. What type of essay you're going to write, and what are the points you are going to develop, and what is your opinion on this issue. Okay, remember just now, I just go back one slide. So understand the task, think what your opinion is. Okay, understand the task and think what your opinion is and which side are you in. Okay, so let's take a look. How can we understand the task? First one, you know that you're going to write an essay. Okay, so it doesn't mention whether it is argumentative or expository. Okay, if we look at the point here, we know that it's going to be either argumentative or expository, sebab kita ada two sides over here, advantages, disadvantages. Okay, however, the third point justify that is going to be argumentative. Okay, so because we are going to write the advantages, kelebihan. So when we talk about advantages, everything must be positive. Positive, positive, positive. So advantages. Okay, another word that you can see in the text, the pros. So the pros, advantages, positive, sama. Okay. Next, you have the disadvantages. Disadvantages, the word in the question, the situation given, cons. Disadvantages, negative, same, sama. Okay. And then at the end, you can see down there, which side weighs more in your opinion. So this is the thin line I mentioned just now, that separating argumentative and expository. So which side weighs more in your opinion? You have to take one side at the end when you are writing the conclusion. So mana satu you nak pilih? It is advantages or disadvantages. Okay. Next, after you have understood the task, you have to plan your ideas. Okay, when we talk about planning your ideas, how do you plan your ideas? Ni soalan ni. How do you plan your ideas? The question is, how do you plan your ideas? How do you plan your ideas. Or you don't plan. You straight away write. Okay. Uh, when answering 319 paper 2, you have to plan a little bit so that our elaboration of point doesn't hit around the bush. Okay, so my question is, how do you plan your ideas? Hmm. Okay, you can see use WH questions. Good. Anybody else want to try? How? Okay, use WH question. So most of us will go for WH question. So uh, my question is, are we going to use? Are we going to use all the WH? Uh-huh. So we have WH question. You say that 5W, 1H. There are 6 things we are going to elaborate. Are we going to use all the WH? Because we only have how many words for this essay? Is around 125 to 150 words only, so not that much. This is not like the previous one where we have to write 200 something. Okay, so when we plan the essay, we have to focus on this part, the advantages and disadvantages of living in the village. And then which one should be prioritized. Remember, at the end, you are going to take side. So in my opinion, if you want to you want to say that you are supporting this, you start with advantages. If you want to against it, you start with disadvantages. So as long as you make sure your ideas is there, your ideas is coherent, there's a link between ideas. Okay, so let's recap a little bit. What do you do before writing? Okay, let's recap a little bit. What do you do before writing? Hmm. So, what do you do before writing? Let's recap a little bit. So, understand your task, think about what your opinion is, plan your ideas. Okay, either you support or against it, or if we are writing an expository, we have to be neutral. Okay, to beza dia. Argumentative, take one side, you go spot, you present your support, you present uh your points to go against the idea or the issue, and at the end you mention whether you mention which side you are in. Okay, and then arrange the ideas. This is where we do the arrangement. So arrangement, just now I said prioritize which one to go first. That's why it is important for us to plan. When we plan, we know which idea should go first. The one with more elaboration, you put first. Okay. If you have less elaboration, less example, put it in the second. Put it in the second priority. Okay. Okay. So let's try this together. You are planning to buy a motorcycle. Okay. Kenapa tiba-tiba kena beli motosikal? Okay, right. You are planning to buy a new motorcycle. Write an essay about the plan and arrangements you have to purchase this vehicle. In your essay, you should write about personal reason for buying a new motorcycle, things to be considered before buying a new motorcycle, and your personal opinion over this issue. Mhm. Okay, personal opinion. So let's try doing this. Just write in the comments. Okay, what type of essay? Argumentative. What type of essay you think? Okay. So what do you think the type of essay is this? Argumentative, reflective, or expository? Ah, okay. What type of essay do you think um, you are going to write based on this? Remember, argumentative, you have to take one side. Expository, you have to be neutral. And reflective is just a reflection. Okay. Mhm. If we look at the question, okay, first you are going to tell your personal reason for buying a new motorcycle. Next, things to be considered before buying a new motorcycle, personal opinion over this issue. So if you say that this is a very open essay, it can be argumentative, it can be expository, it can be reflective, depends on the way you write it. Okay, because it just mentioned write an essay. So you decide because the third point is very open. The personal opinion, whether you support or you go against. So if you decide to take one side, you are writing an argumentative. Okay. If for this question you write you become neutral at the end, right? You talk about personal opinion is just you say we have to buy the motorcycle if we think it is necessary. However, we shouldn't buy a very expensive one. Okay, jadi neutral kat situ, so it become expository. And reflective, if you talk about you have already bought, so it becomes a reflection of your experience buying a motorcycle. So this is actually a very open type of essay. It can be argumentative, it can be reflective, it can be expository, depending on your how you write it, how you present the idea, okay, and how you conclude at the end, the personal opinion over this issue. Okay, so that will determine whether it is argumentative or expository. Okay, thank you. Okay, so just now we have done a task on understanding the task. So after you have understand the task, after you have understood the task, next you are going to do a plan. So write about 4 to 5 paragraph. It is in 125 to 150 words. It's very short essay. So a proper planning is required. Okay, a proper planning is required because we don't want you to exceed too much. Okay. Remember that we have 3 questions. The first question, the short communicative message, we have around 80 words. And then the second question, we have 150 words. And the third question, we have around 200 to 150 words. So we cannot exceed too much, or else we don't have time to respond to the other question. Okay. So for guided writing, in the first paragraph, introduce the topic. Okay, introduce. When I say introduce, you don't go to the content. Go introduce the topic. And then paragraph 2 until 4, use the notes provided and discuss or expand the ideas. Okay. If you look at the number of paragraphs suggested, okay, it's quite long, 4 to 5 paragraphs. But actually, this is a proper way when we want to see how good your language is. Okay, for every content, for every point you're going to present, put in a new paragraph. Put in the new paragraph so that we can see clearly that is your point and you don't jumble up your points in one particular paragraph. Okay. And if you refer to your textbook, the download textbook, if you browse until the end, page 180 something, all of the essays suggested in the textbook, okay, they suggest that we write 4 to 5 paragraphs. Okay, so remember, your SPM is from the Kementerian and from the lembaga, and they are using the textbook as their guide as well. So just follow this 4 to 5 paragraph requirement. Okay, and then at the end, in paragraph 5, you have to end your essay. When we say about ending your essay, you are not going to introduce any more new points in the final paragraph. All points should be in paragraph 2 until 4, and paragraph 5 is just to summarize the points or you restate the introduction just now. Okay. Okay, let's go to introducing a topic. Tadi kita buat kan this question, you have understood the text, you have understood the task, and then let's introduce the topic. The topic is living in the village. So just focus on this part. Don't go to the 3 dotted. Your class has been discussing about the pros and cons of living in the village. Your teacher has asked you to write an essay about the disadvantages and advantages of living in the village. Okay. So first thing first, introduce the topic. Don't write too long, enough with 2 or 3 sentences in the introduction part. Okay. Okay, so the one that I've put an arrow there, okay, you can start your introductory paragraph by using those words. Many people say, or some people believe, you can say nowadays, it is my opinion that, or in my opinion. This is a very simple introduction because we don't want you to take too many words when introducing your topic. Since the dawn of man, tak payah, or since the dinosaurs era, tak payah. So just put, many people say, or some people believe, nowadays, it is my opinion that, in my opinion, just a direct introduction. Okay. So can anybody try to write introductory sentences? Okay. Let's write your introductory sentences. Cuba dulu. Okay. Write your introductory sentences. How can you introduce this topic? Advantages and disadvantages of living in the village. Try to use this. Many people say, some people believe. Nowadays, in my opinion, it is my opinion that. Try to use any of this starter. Okay. So we have one over here. In my opinion, living in a village has their own specialty. Okay, good. Some people believe that living in a village have a lot of advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Remember that we are introducing this topic. Okay. Nowadays, many people prefer to live in the city. This is a very good way to how to say, to show whether you support or you against it. Okay, straight away say nowadays when people prefer to live in the city. Many people say live in the village are boring and do not have a good job. Okay, boring and do not have a good job. Okay. 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 So many people say that living in the village are boring and don't have a good job. In my opinion, people can live in the village so they know and learn more about tradition and custom of our country. This is content. We are talking about introduction. You already give the content here. Learn more about tradition and custom of our country. Okay, we should just focus on introducing the topic. Okay, however, it's a good effort, good job. Okay, so this is how I write the introduction for this topic. Okay, remember we are going to write an essay and we are going to grab the attention of the reader. Remember that we are writing for a reader. Don't write for an examiner. Write for a reader. We want people to read and feel happy reading what we have written. Okay. Do you have a minute? Good. Let me share with you my thoughts on this issue. Many people believe, okay, that living in an area which we feel comfortable will make us feel happy and live longer. It is undeniably that living in a village has its positive effects. However, there are also the downside of it. Okay, so in the introduction, you try to engage with the audience and then introduce the topic. Do not jump the wagon and try to mention about the content. Okay, because if you write already your content in the introductory paragraph, you will have less thing to say in the content paragraph. So just focus introducing the topic in the introductory paragraph. Okay, and then state your stand. For my introduction here, I make it as if I am writing an expository. Okay, because even I put both sides. I put a neutral statement. It is undeniably that living in a village has its positive effects. However, there are also the downside of it. Okay. Okay. After we have done with the introductory paragraph, let's focus on the notes. Okay, kita ada notes, the 3 notes just now. The advantages of living in the village, disadvantages of living in the village, which side weighs more in your opinion? Okay, but for the purpose of this activity today, we are just going to look at what is the advantages of living in the village and what makes you say that. You can try this. Let's try. What's your opinion? Okay. If you can see on this slide, I only use two WH question, which is one WH question to create two questions. Okay, so what is the advantages and what makes you say that? Okay, what is the advantages and what makes you say that? Okay, so let's try. What's your opinion? What is the advantages of living in a village and what makes you say that? Okay. I'm also showing you the importance of planning your essay, because if we plan, it's going to make us easy to write the paragraph. Okay, I'll prove after this. I'll prove to you after this. Okay, so what is the advantages of living in the village and what makes you say that? Okay. What is the advantages? So fresh air, because there's no automobile exhaust and drainage ditches. Okay, peaceful environment. And then what makes you say that? There is no air pollution. What makes you say that? Okay, don't have a lot of dangerous situation. Gave a positive vibe. How? More peaceful, fresh air, don't have a lot of cats. Oh, sorry, don't have a lot of cars. Sorry. Okay, advantage. The environment in the village is more eco-friendly than city. Eco-friendly. Okay. Um, More peaceful because have a lot of tree that make us in fresh air. So a lot of tree will make the air fresher. Good. What makes you say that? What make you say that? Meaning to that, um, why you say so? Why you say so? What is the evidence? How can uh, how can just now you say a lot of trees, a lot of tree make us a lot of tree. Okay, fresh air because there are a lot of trees, less pollution, and so on. Okay, so what is the advantage? For example, saya bagi people in the village like to help one another. Okay, for example, they will offer help without being requested. What make I say that? They consider everyone as their family members regardless of races and religions. Macam tu. Simple. Okay. Some say that we have to write topic sentence and so on. So actually that is a topic sentence over there. If you don't realize it, a topic sentence is where we introduce our point in one sentence. Okay, topic sentence. People in the village like to help one another. That is actually answering the what, and also it function as the topic sentence. And then I provide an example. Okay, what is the example of people helping one another? For example, they will offer help without being requested. Okay, just from what tadi we can create more questions. Okay, talking about planning, the more we ask, the more answers we can get, and that will help us building the paragraph. So from the simple answers, we make it into sentences, we combine, and we come out with a beautiful paragraph. So the idea of writing an essay is not producing the essay, but take one um, steps by step in order to produce a good essay. So kita dah jawab soalan ni. How can we make this into a paragraph? Okay, for example, kita tadi dah habis jawapan ni, kita buang soalan tadi. People in the village like to help one another. For example, they will offer help without being requested. They consider everyone as their family regardless of races and religions. It's already a paragraph, 2 sentences. However, when we are writing this for an exam, we have to make sure the ideas flows beautifully. We have to use the connectors, the sequence connectors. Okay. From these answers, tadi jawapan je sebenarnya. We just remove the question, put it as one paragraph of 3 sentences. Okay. And then look at the keywords over here. Saya ada bagi key phrases. The main reason, the main advantage, the most important, another reason. Let's put that key phrases into this paragraph. The main advantage of living in the village is people in the village like to help one another. So after the key phrase, we put the topic sentence. Okay, topic sentence tu yang jawab soalan what tadi. For example, they will offer help without being requested. They consider everyone as their family regardless of races and religion. Okay. Can we make this sentence beautiful a little bit? Okay. So yeah, we can just put a reason. This is because they consider everyone as their family regardless of races and religion. So you can see that this is already a paragraph describing one advantage of living in the village. Okay. So from one sentence like this, from these 2 questions, okay, finally we improvise, and improvise. So that is the step of writing. Kena banyak sabar. You cannot straight away write, jump into the pool and start writing. You have to slowly wear the swimming suit, wear the goggles. So all this planning before you jump into the swimming pool. Okay? Don't jump in the swimming pool, in jeans. Okay? You'll drown. So make sure you plan first before you jumping into writing an essay. Okay? So plan step by step. So now, just now you have given your ideas, fresh air and so on. Maybe we can try writing a paragraph like this. Okay. You can just write in your notebook, or you can straight away write in your comment section. and I'll display it. So let's give yourself a try. What's the advantages of living in the village? What makes you say that? Or if you want to talk about the disadvantages, feel free to use your own point. Disadvantages of living in the village. Okay. Don't forget to include the key phrases. Just a 3 sentences paragraph. A paragraph with 3 sentences. Okay. So thank you for coming in. If you are watching this recording later on, make sure you take some time to complete the task as well. Okay, we have Aidil Hakimi over here. Lack of public facilities such as transportation, internet facilities, and schools. This is because living in a village is very far from the city. So I guess this is the disadvantages. This is the disadvantages of living in a village. Okay, so if you can put it into the sentence like what I mentioned just now, dia akan jadi the main disadvantage, the main disadvantages of living in the village is lack of public facilities such as transportation, internet facilities, and schools. Okay. Maybe we can add one more. For example, there's only one school per village. Full stop. This is because living in the village is very far from the city. Good. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Ideally, it's the disadvantages. No problem. Yeah. Anyone else want to try? What is the how you want to present your points? You can choose either advantages or disadvantages. Okay, good. So we have this one, Meow Rin. Okay. Living in a village will make you feel have a hard time to make money because they do not have a lot of jobs, do not have a lot of job opportunity. Good. That's why many people want to go to the city just to find a job and to make a living. Wonderful. Okay. So if we want to merge this into the format of sentences, we can say the main disadvantages of living in the village is living in the village will make you have hard time to make money. Full stop. This is because this is because in the village we don't have a lot of job opportunity. Full stop. That is why many people go to the city just to find a job and to make a living. Okay. Kenapa saya pisahkan ayat tu? Because it is quite long. How to know whether a sentence is long? When you read it, you run out of breath. That means the sentence is already too long. Okay, so make sure your sentence is just nice. The main advantage of living in a village is it will make you have a lot of it will make you having a lot of hard time to make money. Full stop. Ya, dia tak sempat habis nafas, kita dah habiskan ayat. So that shows your sentence is just nice, the length is just nice. Okay, next kita ada satu lagi. Okay, the main reason for living in the village is the environment that everyone loves. It is because in the city it is very busy and stressful, but in the village it is very peaceful. So this is advantages of living in the village. Good. Next we have Totoro. Totoro. The advantages of living in the village is villagers get abundance of opportunity to enjoy the beautiful gifts of nature. This is because the percentage of pollution in the village is much less than city. Much less. Kenapa tak guna lesser than the city? Okay. So, bila kita tulis and then we check whether the word is correct and then we improve. Good. Jangan padam. We improve and improvise. Okay. Advantages of living in the village is villagers get abundant of opportunity to enjoy the beautiful gift of nature. Okay. Kita boleh tanya soalan what kind of gift? For example, the beautiful scenery, lack of pollution, and apa lagi? We can talk about the beautiful scenery, the gift of nature, beautiful scenery, we will talk about the goats, the cows, the buffaloes that we can see every day. Okay, in contrast with the hustle and bustle of the city. Okay, good. Okay, we'll wait for another one response before we move on to the next task, the next part. Okay, maybe another person want to share your thoughts. Okay. Okay, so I guess that's enough for the responses. We'll see the responses from time to time after this. So let's move on to the final paragraph, which is the fifth paragraph to end your essay. Okay, the concluding paragraph, we can say the summarizing paragraph. Okay, so there are some keywords that we can use when we want to end your essay. For example, we can use all in all, to sum up, in short, or on the whole. Okay, before I forgot, For paragraph 2 until 4, for example, we have three dots over there. So we talk about advantages, disadvantages. How many points we can present? Okay, just depend on which one is your priority. If you want to talk more about disadvantages, so present paragraph 2, paragraph 3, disadvantages, paragraph 4, one advantage, because you are on the disadvantages part or disadvantages side. So which side you are in, you decide first, and then you arrange the points according to paragraph. Okay. Okay, I'll just entertain one more. The main advantage of living in the village is you will feel more calm because you don't have to think about the high house rent payment. Good, good idea. We can elaborate how much. For example, in the city, we have to pay up to 1,000 ringgit just for a house. Meanwhile, in the village, you can rent a house from as low as 300 ringgit. Contoh. So, always use the WH question to expand. Okay, bila ada soalan, maknanya you can expand more on your content. Okay. Good. Thank you for those who have responded. I really appreciate what you have done. For those who are watching this as a recording, you can write in the comment section so that we can go to your sample of sentences from time to time. Okay. And at the end, this is the concluding paragraph. All in all, living in a village has more advantages compared to its disadvantages. And then you include the topic sentence 1 and topic sentence 2 are some of the reason why people prefer to live in the village or city. Mana-mana. Okay. As I mentioned just now, what is topic sentence? The first sentence that you use to introduce your point. Okay. Contoh, your first your advantage just now is for example, we want to talk about disadvantages. Contoh, you talk about lack of job opportunity. So kita masukkan lack of job opportunity as topic sentence 1. All in all, living in the village has more advantages compared to all in all, living in the village has more disadvantages compared to its advantages. Lack of job opportunity and are some of the reasons why people prefer to live in the city. Contoh, or you want to talk about advantages tadi. So you say cheaper house rent and less pollution. So for example, we take the advantages. All in all, living in the village has more advantages compared to its disadvantages. Cheaper house rent and less lack of pollution are some of the reasons why people prefer to live in the village. So just take the first sentence or the first phrase that you use to introduce a topic as the topic sentence. Dah jadi summarizing the whole essay. Okay, you are not going, as I mentioned earlier, we are not going to introduce any new points in the concluding paragraph, only the summarizing of the essay, only the summary of the essay. Okay, so Let's take a quick break before we move to extended essay. Please stretch yourself out, bangun sekejap from your chair, run about, or do a larian setempat, buat jumping jack ke, while before we continue to our next agenda. We are already halfway through. Okay, kita dah separuh perjalanan dah. So riddle of the day, what word? So I remove this bubble. What word in the dictionary becomes shorter after we add 2 letters to it? What word in the dictionary becomes shorter after we add 2 more letters to it? This is kind of tricky question. Perkataan dalam perkataan di kamus, tertambah huruf dia jadi lebih pendek. What is the word? You can type, what do you think? What is the word? Where you're thinking, Cap? And let's think what word it is. Okay, so where you're thinking, Cap? Let's think about the word. What word you add 2 more letters, it becomes shorter. Dia tambah huruf tapi jadi lagi pendek. What do you think the word is? Okay, I can see some answers coming in. Okay, for those who need some rest, quick rest, you won't need to go to the loo. You need to go to do number 1 and number 2. Go first and then return, because we are going to continue with our journey for extended writing. Okay, in the meantime, as I mentioned, if you have any question, write in the chat box or comment section so that we can entertain towards the end of the session for today. So let's think about the word. So thank you to Shifa Humaira. Congratulations. Woohoo! The answer is short, because when you add 2 more letters, it become shorter. Perkataan tu jadi physically longer, but the meanings become shorter than short. Okay, so congratulations. You can claim the prize later. So we go for a quick break. We're going to go for a quick break. So and I'll come back after this countdown ends. Okay, thank you to those who have responded. The idea, the riddle of the day just now, the word becomes shorter after we let two letters in it. The answer is short. Kalau smaller, dia jadi kecil. But now just want to talk about shorter, deeper. Okay, good. That is the comparative adjective actually. Okay. So, are you ready for the next round? We are going to move to our second section, which is extended writing. Extended writing. If you are ready, okay, please say yes, you are ready, and then we are going to continue with your um, extended writing. Okay, just now kita dah cover guided writing. Okay, and then now we are going to uh, start or continue with extended writing. Apa beza guided and extended? Is it the same? Different? Okay, you're going to do it right now. Let's start. So extended writing, okay, in contrast with guided writing, it requires you to write 200 to 250 words. So longer than guided. Based on the following genres, the article, report, review, and narrative. Yang ini kita akan tengok what's the difference between article, report, review, and narrative. We are looking at the format. As usual, we have to read the question carefully and brainstorm to get ideas. The brainstorm, as we mentioned from the early beginning of this session, always use the WH question. I don't specify whether you want to use mind map ke, you want to use bubble map ke, tulang ikan ke. That is up to you on how to do your planning. As long as there is a simple plan to help you to write. Ada orang suka mind map, so please use mind map. Some people like to use this tree map. Proceed. Some of you like to use this tulang ikan, the skeleton map, up to you. Or as simple as writing a plan in point form, it's up to you, as long as you have a simple plan to guide you to write. We don't want you to hit around the bush talking about the same thing over and over again, and that wastes your word requirement. Okay, so first thing first, kita ada article. What's an article? You read a lot of article from newspaper, from magazine. So that is the article we are looking for. So article is a formal and informative piece of writing. It is formal but informative. So it cannot be too informal. Okay, you write as if you are talking to your reader. Okay, that's how I put article. Write as if I am talking to you. So there are certain words that is informal, but when we present the information of or the fact, it must be formal. Only for usually focusing on current or social issue. If the current issue is the MCO, so if you go through newspapers every day, you'll see for example, if you go and buy Newsreads Time or the Star, if not mistaken, every day you'll see the front page talking about the MCO or the situation at the hospital, the situation at the vaccination center. So that is article, okay, focusing on current or social issue, the current issue. So as I mentioned just now, the requirement is 4 to 5 paragraph. Okay, the maximum you can go is advisable 5. Don't go less and don't go too long. Sebab if you go more than five, that means every paragraph is very short, or every paragraph is too long, or you don't plan at all. So that's how we interpret your answer lah. Okay, kalau panjang sangat, meaning you don't plan or you don't prioritize. Remember, the word prioritize your point is very important. You make sure what you want to say goes first. Okay, yang kurang penting letak bawah-bawah, kalau perlu dibuang, just take out. Okay, include the one that you have stronger points, stronger elaboration, stronger example. So in paragraph 1 of the article, introduce the topic to hook the readers. Okay, for example, you start with, have you ever something something, or do you know that? So try to hook with the readers. In paragraph 2, 3 and 4, kalau kita nak buat 5, in the body, okay, you expand your ideas using WH questions, a mind map, and describe and explain to readers. Remember, you're going to describe and explain to readers in an article. And then in the last paragraph, end your article by summarizing your opinion and give feelings if necessary. Give feelings. Means say that you agree, you sad, you happy, you enjoy, you delighted, okay, depending on the issue. Okay, so article, this is article, introduce topic. Okay, let's try to introduce a topic. For example, this is what I like to talk about, hooking the readers. We want to make them engage. If you go and buy a book, which book do you like? When you want to buy a book, what do you read first? When you buy a book, what do you read first? Is it the title, the front cover, the back cover? Okay, for example, this book, you have a book, so do you read the front cover, the back cover, or the tulang ni, or you go inside? Which one do you do? Okay, if you are reading a book, if you want to buy a book, what do you read first? Okay, if you want to buy a book, what do you read first? Is it the cover, the title, or the back cover, or the bone, or you go inside, you go through, browse through? Mana satu you buat? You can write in the comment. Okay, synopsis. Let me say synopsis. Okay, title, the price. Okay, I like this one. You read the price first. Mana harga? Okay. Some of you go to synopsis first. Yeah. Some of you go to title. Okay. If you ask me, I will read the first 3 pages. The first 3 pages. If it is a novel, I will go to the first 3 pages, or maybe first 3 paragraph. Because if the book doesn't attract me in the first 3 paragraph, I'm not going to buy it. Okay, so that's how I do it. Having said that, when we are writing an essay, try to write a very engaging introductory paragraph so that people wants to read more of what you have read. Kita nak orang baca, sambung baca, keep on reading. Okay. So, for example, kita gunakan keywords just now. I've given you some keywords over here. Have you ever? Do you know that? So let's try to use these keywords and try to do an introduction paragraph. Okay, did you know that? Instead of writing, smoking is Smoking is an action where we lit the cigarette and start inhaling the smoke and exhaling to others. Contoh. So we try to engage the reader by asking question. This question doesn't need anyone to answer. It is called as a rhetorical question. You just ask a question. Okay, but make sure your question has substance. It's not hi, how are you? Okay. Did you know that there are almost 100 dangerous substances in just one cigarette? Can you imagine how many dangerous substances that we inhale from a pack of it? Two sentences to introduce the topic. Okay, just two sentences like this to introduce the topic before we go further into the topic. Okay, did you know that there are almost 100 dangerous substances in just one cigarette? Can you imagine how many dangerous substances that we inhale from a pack of it? Okay, so uh, the structure of the introductory paragraph or introductory sentences that I suggest to you is like this. Did you know that? And then we put a question. Can you imagine? Okay, boleh bayangkan tak what will happen? How many dangerous substances that we inhale from a pack of it? Okay, so uh, let's try writing introductory sentences when you want to introduce a topic. So I give you some topic, just simple topic to introduce. For example, saya bagi contoh sini book. You want to talk about book, or you want to talk about homeless people, or you want to talk about car, or any topic that you feel comfortable to talk about, just to introduce for the purpose of this activity. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so let's try introduce the topic using the template given. Template given almost 100 dangerous substances in just one cigarette. Tapi saya bagi book, or you can use homeless people, or a car, or any topic that you feel comfortable to introduce. Okay. Okay, we have one over here, Shifa Humaira. Thank you. So we have, did you know that there are more than 50 homeless people in Malaysia? Okay, Malaysia is a country, you don't have to put the. Okay, 50 ni macam sikit sangat kan? It's because we're talking about Malaysia. Unless you want to talk about, do you know that there are more than 50 homeless people in Terengganu? And 5,000 in Malaysia, sebab negara is big. So 50 tu macam proportion tu, walaupun kita reka, tapi try to make it logic. So 50 is quite small, the number of homeless people. So kita nak bagi orang terkejut, we put, do you know that we have more than 5,000 homeless people in Malaysia? Can you imagine if you are one of the homeless people? Wonderful, good. This is good. Okay. Okay, good one. Anybody else want to try to introduce? Okay. You can change the sign, but this is how, for example, kalau I'm going to talk about book. Okay. Introducing a book. For example, introducing a book. Did you know that there are thousands of books published in Malaysia every year? How many books have you read in a year? It can be a question like this, just to engage, to make people interested to read more. Okay, so whether they answer yes on their own or no, they are going to continue reading because you present your topic in such an engaging way. Okay. Okay, so good job. Let's take a look next. Okay. So just now we do the introduction paragraph. So when we are writing article, for example, the introduction usually link with the concluding paragraph. So you have the introduction at the beginning, and then at the end, it must link, the final paragraph must link with the introduction paragraph. For example, you can see here, did you know that there are 100 um, dangerous substances in a cigarette? Can you imagine how many dangerous substances that we inhale from a pack of it? Okay, so if we are writing the concluding paragraph, okay, if you are writing the concluding paragraph, we have to summarize everything. All in all, with almost 100 dangerous substances in just one cigarette, we are inhaling dangerous substances every day. Those smokes can affect not only us but also others. So daripada introduction tadi, so we can develop the final paragraph, the concluding paragraph, by using the same component in the introduction. Okay, this one way of writing the introduction and also link it with the final paragraph. Okay. Okay, next. Um, Besides writing article for the extended essay, extended writing, you are also given the opportunity to choose a story to be written. For extended writing, or forgot to mention, for extended writing, you are given choices. You can choose from the range of question, only one to answer. Okay. Another option given is story, perhaps. Story is imaginative stories or accounts of experiences. So it can be an imagination or it can be based on your own personal experience. It's up to you as long as you are able to provide a solid narrative. When we talk about narrative, it's not just sentences without any dialogues. So narrative, if possible, try to include dialogue, make your character develop, make your characters interact with one another. Okay. And the best part of writing narrative is please include a conflict, and in the conflict there must be a resolution. So to make your write up or to make your story better, make sure you have the issue that you highlighted, and that whether the issue is solved at the end or it doesn't solve, you have to mention towards the end of your story. So basically, when we are writing a story, okay, I encourage you to write 4 to 5 paragraphs. This is how your plan should look like. The first paragraph, you introduce the character and set the scene. Okay, write in past tense form. Okay, introduce the character and set the scene. Introduce the character doesn't mean that this is Ali. Ali is a boy. Doesn't necessarily to be that. It's how you shows that the character is doing this, the scenery is this, by using descriptive words. Okay. Paragraph 2, or the body of your story, it should develop your story. Okay. Include time expressions and describe the character's action. Okay, when we talk about describing characters action, I encourage you to do um, showing sentences rather than telling sentences. Okay, atau kita kata show not tell. Okay, show not tell. What is show not tell? Show not tell is, okay, I will tell you. Show not tell is you describe the action. Show not tell is where you describe an action. Okay. For example, this is how we use um, describing an action, okay, in a story. Show not tell way of write or describing an action. Instead of telling he is angry, okay, he is angry, meaning we tell the reader that the person is angry. Kita bagi tahu dia marah. But now we take out the word angry, we describe how angry he is without using the word angry. That will make your story better. Okay, so describe an action rather than telling the action. Contoh, I give you here. His face turns red. Without saying a word, he left the room and left the door ajar. Okay, so his face turns red. Without saying a word, he left the room and left the door ajar. Maknanya, tak cerita pun. We don't have the word angry there, but by the description, we know that the person is angry. Okay. If you want to say that, for example, show not tell, okay. For example, the next one, going to show you another way of show not tell, describing an action. Okay. So instead of saying he is happy after receiving the exam result, okay, I just describe without using the word happy. His smile can be seen from afar. He sings his favorite song while showing his exam results to his neighbors. There's no happy. The word happy is not there in this sentence, but by reading this, we can imagine how happy he is. So that is the technique of show not tell. So why not we try a little bit of doing show not tell? Can you describe an action without using the verb or adjective? Okay. So I show you once again the sample of show not tell. Ni contoh saya bagi. His face turns red. Without saying a word, he left the room and left the door ajar. You can imagine that he is angry. You can feel that he's angry without using the word angry. Second example, his smile can be seen from afar. He sings his favorite song while showing his exam results to his neighbors. So, kalau gagal takkan ditunjuk-tunjuk dia punya result kan? So, he must be very happy so that he can show his results to everybody. So, we don't use the word happy, but we can interpret that this person is happy. So, can you spend some time to describe an action without using the verb or adjective? Okay. Yes, that's mean we tell about the expression of the character. Yes, that's what show not tell means. You don't directly tell he is angry. You describe how angry he is. Tapi taklah sepanjang masa in the story you have to use this show not tell. Whenever you want to show an emotion, a very important emotion for the character, okay, so we use that show not tell. Okay, instead of saying he is angry and he left the room, so we change to, just now I show to you. Okay, instead of saying he is angry and leave the room, or he was angry and left the room, so we can change to he face turned. Okay, kita tukar kepada turn. Okay. So instead of saying he is angry, kita gunakan his face turned red without saying a word. Okay, nak sambung lagi. He stomped his feet and left the room, leaving the door ajar. Boleh. Okay, so if possible, kalau nak try, you can try. Can you describe an action without using the verb or adjective? Tak gunakan verb itu, tapi kita bagi tahu dia tengah marah, tengah gembira, dia tengah sedih. We are telling that he is sad without using the word sad. He is angry without using the word angry. He is happy without using the word happy. Or maybe we can spend other session just telling or sharing with this show not tell technique later. Okay, but this is a good example of how you can engage your readers with to continue reading your story is by using show not tell technique. Okay, and then after if you have any show not tell sentences you want to show, okay, good, there's one over here. Siti had butterflies in her stomach while waiting for interview turn. So we don't tell that he is nervous. Kita tak guna perkataan nervous, but using the word butterflies in the stomach while waiting for interview turn. Okay. Or perhaps we can describe further. She had butterflies in her stomach while waiting for interviews. She can't stop looking at her watch. Drops, tiny droplets running through his face. He is sweating in the air-conditioned room. We describe the nervousness. Kita tak cerita dia nervous, but we describe the nervousness. Contohnya, I say again, she had butterflies in the stomach while waiting for interview turn. Good, but we describe how nervous she is. Out of the blue, slowly his tears is falling down after hearing about the bad news. This is wonderful. We don't tell she is sad, but we describe how sad she is. Out of the blue, slowly his tears falling down from his cheek after hearing that bad news. We want your reader to feel engaged with your story. So you don't tell he is sad. Okay, tell his tears falling down from his cheek after hearing the bad news. Good. Okay. His face turned red like tomato when someone make a joke about him. Boleh juga. Okay, because that red can be any red. It can be red because you are angry. It can be red because you are blushed. Boleh. Okay. So good. Thank you. And then in the fourth paragraph, bring your story to an end, explain the feelings and the outcome of the story. So mesti ada outcome at the end of the story. You must have the resolution, whether the story is solved. If the story is about an accident involving the family, so what happened to the character? Is he becoming stronger or is he becoming weaker? Is he fall sick and so on? So the conclusion must be there. What happened after the issue or the incident in the story? Okay. Okay, this is good one. Ahmad covered his face while watching the horror movie. Nakut rupanya Ahmad ni. Okay, so Ahmad covered his face. You don't say whether the covered his face because he fell asleep ke, he is afraid ke, he is embarrassed ke, but you mention Ahmad covered his face. So covered his face. So imagine people covering his face while watching a horror movie. Okay, so you know that he is afraid. Okay, unless cover his face sebab dia curi popcorn orang sebelah. Cover his face, taking the popcorn from the person next to him. Okay, next. Okay, if you have any other responses for the show not tell, please flood the answer in before we move on to the next type of essay. I'm sure that you are very excited to read a narrative, but I always encourage my students when writing a narrative, make sure you write a very interesting story. So, show not tell is one way to make your story interesting. Okay. Besides that, if you choose to write a narrative and you want to write a dialogue, make sure the dialogue is separated from the paragraph. Okay, take the dialogue out of paragraph. Okay, keluarkan dialogue daripada paragraph so that it is in isolated lines. Okay, good. So let's move on to the next one. Yang ini pun is a good activity to be done because I just want you to know that there is a difference between review and synopsis. Okay, review and synopsis are two different things. Apa beza dia? I'm going to tell you. Okay, review is, okay, there's one show not tell coming in. Alice's hands was trembling very hard after getting concussions from the accident. Concussions from the accident. Good. Okay, so we don't tell what happened, but he is trembling. Okay, menggeletar. So seriously injured. A review is a formal and informative account of specific topics. So when you are writing a review later, if you choose to write a review, okay, this is how you should plan your review. In the first paragraph, if you want to buy a new book, then try choosing book A from the shelf. Introduce macam tu so that people want to read. Okay, not just write, I'm going to write a review on da 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 da. So try to engage as early as in the introductory paragraph. If you want to buy a book, if you want to buy a new book, then try choosing this book from the shelf. And then in paragraph 2 and in the body of your review, use descriptive words, include facts and your own opinion. Ni beza review and synopsis. The own opinion. Okay,
Book or movie review is not synopsis. If you say book and review is synopsis, so you are partially wrong. Synopsis can be included in the review, but in the synopsis you cannot give your own opinion, because synopsis, you tell what the story is about. But when you write a review, that means you are including your own opinion alongside the synopsis. Okay, you can critique, you can suggest, you can um, question. So in a review, okay, if you want to write a movie review, for example, so you include a little bit the synopsis, and then you provide some critics. I like this character in the movie because yada yada yada. However, I think this character should be stronger, should be bold, should be defiant. So describe, okay, include your own opinion alongside the facts, okay. And then at the end of the review, give recommendation. I recommend this book, I recommend this movie, I recommend this novel, I recommend this place for you to visit. So mesti ada benda ni, because when we review, there must be a purpose of reviewing. Mesti ada sebab kita buat review. We want people to read, we want people to buy the stuff, we want people to visit the place. So that's the purpose of having the review. Okay. For example, contoh just give you a book review over here. Okay, introductory paragraph of a book review, or introductory part of the book review. Contoh lah, you want to take the book Rindu Awak Separuh Nyawa, written by a novelist, Siti Rosmizah. I'm not sure how many of you are singing that word while looking at this slide. Okay, for example, I give you an example. If you want to buy a new novel, then try choosing Rindu Awak Separuh Nyawa by Siti Rosmizah from the shelf. We are asking people to do something, because that is the review we are going to do. Okay. And then in paragraph 2 or 3, use descriptive words, include facts and your own opinion. Okay. It is extremely exciting to read this how many page novel, as the main character ZZZ is a determined person, for example. In the novel, he do apa, dia buat apa. So that is where we include a little bit of synopsis, but before that we also include our own opinion. Okay. And then we continue by telling the reader that another reason for reading this book is that it has a variety of what? Event, incident, etc. For example, provide example based on the book that you have read. Okay, so this is how you develop your book review, movie review, event review, place review. So make sure your sentences will make people interested to do it, to buy it, to read it. Okay, because if you want people, your book review is to ask people to buy the book, but in the review you criticize all out the book, so people will not start buying the book. Okay, next, in the final paragraph of a review, okay, give a recommendation at the end of the review. Give recommendation. For example, you must not miss reading this novel because it is suitable for all ages. It is perfect for whom? It's perfect for what? It is perfect for leisure reading. It is perfect for people who wants to know more about something. Okay, sorry. So I suggest you to find this novel now, or you will regret it later. So the idea is Yang saya bagi ni is just a template so that you can just include your own sentences when you are writing a review. Okay. Okay, for example, in the final paragraph ni, you must not miss reading this novel because it is suitable for all ages. If you are doing a movie review, you must not miss watching this movie because it is suitable for all ages. Okay, it is perfect for a family and people who wants to know more about uh, world of magic ataupun imagination macam tu. Okay, so good one. I like this. From your teacher. Good job, guys. Keep it up. Mistress Give provided for the most responsive one. So keep on responding. So let's try doing this introduction of introductory paragraph. Kita cuba buat introductory. Let's try doing an introductory paragraph for a movie. Okay, let's try doing a. Let's try introduce a movie ataupun song or book. Let's try introduce a movie or a song or a book. You can use this template to introduce a movie or a song or a book. If you want to listen to a new song, then try listening. Apa lagu famous now? I don't know. Okay, from BTS ke, from anybody ke. Okay, by whom? Okay, from the playlist. From the playlist. Okay. For example, if you want to listen to a new song or you want to listen to a song, try listening to Shape of You by Ed Sheeran, for example. Okay. Ed Sheeran, okay. Or a song from Alan Walker. Okay, so try. Okay, this is good one. If Shifa Humaira, if you want to listen to a new song, then try listening to Ready to Love by 17. Okay. If you want, dah masuk dah game BTS. Okay. If you want to listen, Christina Batrisha, if you want to listen to a new song, then try listening Butter by BTS. Okay. Try listening Butter, or you can say try choosing Butter by BTS from the playlist or from YouTube. Okay. Or from Spotify. What else? K-popers here. Okay, it's okay. It's okay if you are K-popers ke apa-apa. It's okay as long as you try to provide to give sample of ideas. Okay. Want to see how you introduce the song or the novel or the book or the magazine. Okay. Let's try to do. Oops. try to introduce a movie or a song, a book. Okay. Okay, good. So next, kita try tengok. Just now you have done introducing the song. So let's try to use a few descriptive words. Okay, this is another one. Hamim Atira, if you want to watch a popular movie, try watching The Silence by John. Okay, try watching The Silence. Silence of the Lambs. Okay, so next, try to put a review of it. Why you want someone to listen to the song just now? It is extremely exciting to listen. Tak apa, salah nama, it's okay. It's extremely exciting to listen to apa tadi? Contohlah kita ambil Butter by BTS. Okay, take this one. So we try to put this into this paragraph. If you want to listen to new song, then try listening Butter by BTS. You can listen it from Spotify or from YouTube. It is extremely exciting to listen to this new song as the lyric is about apa? So we describe the lyric. So it's not only you listen to the song, you have to describe. You have to tell what the song is about. Okay. Another reason for listening to this song is it has a variety of messages. Kita nak cerita bahawa this song is good to be listened because it has a lot of messages. For example, the song talks about yada yada yada. Okay, and you can put another reason. The other reason is the music arrangements. I talk about the music arrangement. It is very catchy and will make people listen to it over and over again. Okay, for example. So, or we want to put here, it is extremely exciting to watch this 2 hour and 30 minutes movie as the main character. Letak nama character. For example, Hadi is a what kind of person? In the movie, he did what? Okay. Another reason for watching The Silence is it has a variety of issues or variety of or you can say a variety of issues now. We want messages or issues. And then for example, what kind of issues being highlighted in the movie? Okay. Okay, next. Okay, another one. If you want to watch an action movie, then try watching Hobbs and Shaw by Jason Statham. Okay, Jason Statham and The Rock. Hobbs and Shaw. Okay, so if you go to the first paragraph just now, you introduce the topic. You can watch it. Okay, sambung contohnya, if you want to watch an action movie, then try watching Hobbs and Shaw by Jason Statham and The Rock. Apa yang disambung? You can watch it at the cinema or download it from online platform or watch it online in streaming website. Okay. It is extremely exciting to watch this. Ceritalah how long the movie is. 1 hour 30 minutes movie as the main character, main characters, Hobbs and Shaw are facing an issue with another character, John Cena, contohnya. Okay, and both of them are determined to settle the issue, to resolve the issue. in the movie he or they do what? Okay. Another reason for watching this movie is what? The event, the incident, the action. So describe, kena cerita. Okay. And then provide example from the movie. Okay, if you want to watch a movie with family members, then try watching Wish Dragon by Jackie Chan. Okay, good. Okay, another one. Atira Ramli, if you want to experience how students' life in um, foreign university or abroad in university abroad, then try choosing Pelukis Jalanan by Tim Abdullah from the shelf. Now, this is a book. This is a book, Pelukis Jalanan by Tim Abdullah from the shelf. So this is a wonderful book. If you have read it, that means uh, you have chosen a very good book. Okay, so good. So it is extremely exciting to read Pelukis, to read this how many page book as the main character, or as the want to say about as the novelist or as the author describe yada yada. So it must be description, description, and description. And how to describe, as I mentioned earlier, when you plan, use each question, plan a little bit so that you know what you are writing about. And don't jumble up things. Make sure you align, you arrange your essay beautifully. Okay, next. Give recommendation at the end. Just now, apa tadi? Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw, for example. Okay. You must not miss watching this movie because is it suitable for all ages? The action pack, is it suitable? Okay. You must not miss you must not miss watching this movie because it is packed with actions. It is perfect for siapa? Perfect for teenagers, or it's perfect for binge watching ke. Okay. Or if just now mentioned about family kan, mana ya family movie tadi? Okay. This is a good thing to be a good sample to be included in this one. If you must not miss watching this movie because it is suitable for all ages. It is perfect. Is perfect to be watched with family members. Okay, because it's perfect to be watched with family members during weekends, for example, or during school holidays. I suggest you to find this find this movie in online stream website, or buy the DVD now, or you will regret it later. As simple as that. Kenapa kita sikitkan dekat concluding and introduction tadi? Because we need more sentences in the body. Okay, that's why we shorten the intro and concluding so that you have a lot of things to say in the body of your essay. Okay, or you want to take this one. You must not miss reading this book or this novel because it is suitable for all ages. It is perfect for students who want to feel the excitement of living or studying in university abroad. Okay, I suggest you to find this novel now or you will regret it later. Okay. Okay, we have another one coming in. If you want to watch horror movie, then try watching A Quiet Place 2 by John Krasinski. Okay, this is a wonderful movie as well. Okay, thank you everyone for your wonderful and very active participation, even though we are doing this live on YouTube. And for those who are watching this recording later on, you can still drop the comments in the comment section, and we'll try our best to entertain your question as well. Okay. As mentioned earlier, if you have any other question, please write in the chat box or comment section, so that everybody will gain benefit from this session as well. We are towards the end actually. So before I sum up the session, I just want to highlight some reminders for everybody when you have finished writing, what you should do. When you have finished writing, what you should do. Okay. First thing first, after you have finished writing, make sure you have followed all the plan and you have responded to the requirement of the question. So what the question wants, you have already responded accordingly. Okay, excuse me. So, and then you make sure you have provided clear explanation, clear example, clear topic sentence. And if you need to rewrite, make sure you just rewrite, uh, you improvise your sentences. Okay, improve and improvise your sentences to suit the need of the question. Okay, and when you have finished writing, uh, think whether you have caught the attention of the reader in as early as first paragraph. Kalau macam tadi, I've told you, if I'm choosing a novel, I'll choose the first three uh, pages, or choose read first three paragraph. Okay. However, in an essay, if you can get your reader as early as in the first three sentences, that's good enough. Okay. 3 ayat pertama, you already engage your reader, has already feel that this is something that I want to continue reading. Okay, that is the feeling that we want to instill in the heart of the reader. Okay. And then each paragraph has a topic sentence followed by example. Just now I've told you how you can develop a topic sentence. Okay, from a what question, you can develop a topic sentence, and then you provide elaboration a little bit, and then you provide example. So the TEET, the topic sentence, elaboration, example. Topic sentence, elaboration, example. Okay. And use appropriate language, whether it is formal or informal. Okay. Whether the language is formal or informal. Talking about language, formal or informal, we are not talking about contractions. Itu tak sebut tentang wanna, gonna. We are talking about the audience over here. Okay. So formal language meaning say that the audience who are going to read uh, our essay is formal. Okay. For example, if it is a speech, so it's formal language to be used, in contrast with talk, which is más conversational, so informal a little bit. Okay. uh so that's how you use the language. Okay, so I guess that's all that we have covered a lot, actually, starting from the beginning until the end. So we have done the review of our paper, and then we go to guided writing, and finally we go to extended writing. Okay, just make sure that we plan our essay before we jump to start writing the essay. Okay. If you have any question, please write your question. I'll be here for maybe 5 minutes before we call it a day. We are already here for 2 hours and 45 minutes according to my clock. So that's quite a long time for us to be in front of our laptops. Okay, if you have any question, please ask the question. So so I guess if you have no question, I'll just say I will take this opportunity to thank to Sekolah Menengah Agama Al-Falah Kemaman, Terengganu, for organizing this event for today. And again, I would like to apologize for the technical glitches in the middle of our session just now. That happens uh, all of the time. Okay. And I hope that I can see you again somewhere in the future, maybe before SPM, so that we can just do another refreshment of what we have done today. So there's a question over here. Can we include statistics in the essay? Statistics, yes, you can include statistics, but remember, prioritize your content. Which one should be included first? Okay, if you think that the statistic is important to show, for example, if we go to the question earlier about living in the village versus living in the city, yes, you may include statistics. For example, 70% of youngsters nowadays prefer to live in the city. Contoh saya bagi statistik. Statistics. 70% of youngsters prefer to live in the city compared to live in the village. Hey, as simple as this, simple statistic like this can be included if you want to include your statistic. But remember that you are not given a graph unless the stimulus is given in a graph. Okay, dia bagi graph as a stimulus, so you can analyze the graph and then you say 70% of yada yada prefer to live in the village. Okay, so that is if the stimulus is in a graph form. Okay, so that you can have the correct statistics. Unless you don't have the graph, you can create statistics, or maybe based on your own readings, you boleh masukkan statistics. Okay, another question from Sharifah. Kalau nak tulis nama karakter of movie, kena tulis full name. Full name If you ask me, for example, kalau dia kata write a movie, so try to write something that you can talk about rather than something that is famous but you do not know how to say it. You tak tahu cerita tu menarik but you cannot put it into words. So leave that. Find the one that you can describe more. Okay. For example, movie Hobbs and Shaw by Jason, not only Jason Statham, boleh ke? Boleh je, because what we want to see is not uh, the how to say, the validity of that movie, but we want to see how you use the language. Okay, kalau you nak buat no movie yang tak pernah wujud pun, but you are able to convince in your writing that that movie exists, so that's good enough. Okay, can we create our own definition? Can we create our own definition? What definition do you mean here? Oh, sorry, Shafia. Sorry. Your name is Shafia. Okay, sorry, Shafia. Saya highlight nama Shafia. Okay. So, nanti cikgu nampak lah nama Shafia, not Sharifah. Sorry, Shafia. Okay. So, can we create our own definition? Definition ni, definition of what? if you want to talk about definition, so try to describe as simple as you can. So, it doesn't mean that you have to provide a dictionary definition. So maybe you can just put a simple definition, but it is understandable. Okay. It's okay if you are not as responsive as others. No problem, because what I hope is that even though you're not responsive, but you're doing something else, you are jotting down notes, and because not everybody can jot down and respond at the same time as fast as possible. Okay, not all can do this, doing this multitasking at the same time. Okay, I guess that's all for today. I will end up the session, and if you have any other question, you can just leave at the comment section below. So thank you again, everybody, for coming in, tuning in to the session for today. Um, and I guess we'll call it a day. Thank you again, SME Alfala, and thank you everybody here for responding, for participating, for staying put until the end of the session. And please, if you want to come back to this video and watch it, you are always welcome to do so. And I just a little disclaimer. I'm not saying that this is the perfect way of answering. I'm just providing you a guide. Okay, satu bimbingan. If you feel that this guide is useful, please do so. And as a supplement to what your teacher has taught you. So your teachers are very good. Your teachers have done a lot. So consider this as a supplementary. So top up what your teachers have taught you all this while. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Uh, I guess that's all. So keep the message flooding. Happy Friday, everyone. And I guess I will leave you and for a few minutes. And if you have any question, you can leave in the comment section later. Okay, with that, I rest my case. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.